Welcome to the Wild Magic School Bus. My name is Kalvin, but I go by many names here on the podcast.
You may know me as Dimitri, the Ringmaster.
Or as the slightly crazy Moon Sister.
Or as disgruntled innkeeper number 3.
You get the idea. This Dungeons & Dragons podcast may contain fantasy violence, language, and adult themes. Content warnings can be found in the episode description. Now, take it away, Pothole. Pothole.
Hello there. It looks as if you're going to listen to the Wild Magic School Bus. Well, that won't do at all. You see, we Levistians don't appreciate humor or friendship. So with that, I curse your podcast. Try enjoying it now with slight audio issues. Hail Levistis.
Welcome to this is the Wild Magic School Bus. Woo! Yeah.
Summer edition.
Yeah, as you can tell, I'm not Kalvin. I am one of the occasional players to the campaign every now and then. Hello, my name is Wil Moon, and I'll be your DM for, 8 sessions or so during this little break period whenever Kalvin wants to put this into the normal stuff.
Whenever it shows up.
It's just whenever it happens. So, we're just going to jump right in to player introductions. We have 4 players with us today, and we can start on whoever wants to go first. Why not? Let's do popcorn it.
Hello, my name is Kalvin, and I am playing the character Hans, a bugbear monk. Level 5. Damn it! I didn't want to have to do that. Everyone, level 5.
Hello, I'm Matty B, and I am playing Franz, the big bugbear barbarian, level 5.
That's awesome. Bonds and bonds. I don't know. Something like that. It's a bugbear. Anyhow.
My name is Matt, and I am a... I was wondering what that was. Just M for male. I hadn't seen that before. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Goliath, Cleric 5, whose name is Nagu Madak Alward. I'll figure out my guy's name.
All one word, or like his last name is
Alward? I was watching Full Metal Alchemist.
Ah, okay.
And I was trying to mix Alphonse and Edward.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hello, I'm Scotty Moon, and I am playing a human druid whose name is Eodin Moonstave.
Nice. Okay, well, with
definitely
that
separated the tables now.
out of the way...
Yodin Moon save.
Nagu.
I can't remember. Nagu. Hans and Franz.
Real Franz!
It's funny, because I instantly forgot all the names, and I'm the DM.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll just, Well, yeah. It'll happen. All right, well, with that out of the way, I don't know if there's an intro.
There is.
All right.
You have to say what episode we're starting.
Oh, that's right. This is episode 1 out of 8, probably. Yeah, Icewind Dale. I was trying to figure out what the title of this was.
Icewind Dale works
It's just
fine.
Icewind Dale, yeah. Yeah, this is episode 1 of Icewind Dale.
Cue the intro.
Yeah, so to intro everything, to give you guys a little bit of background, I'm just going to say that you guys have been an adventuring party for a little bit of time. Maybe not for a whole lot, but for at least some unsaid amount of time. You guys can choose that as a party. Like, you could say like a year, months,
35 years.
however long.
That's a long
That's
And we're
crazy.
only level 5.
Yeah, dude, that
tired
is
of each
kind
other.
of
And
sad.
no one knows how to say Nagu's full name.
No,
Not even
for
himself.
35 years, nothing. But yeah, so you guys have already known each other for some time, just so that we can skip the intro. Welcome to this tavern. This person walks in. We can still have those moments where you describe yourselves, because we have new listeners to this sort of deal. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, so you guys have been in an adventuring party for some time. But this is some of yours first time in Icewind Dale during this time of the extended winter that has been going through the lands. For some of you, you would have already recognized this intro because I've said it before. But pretty much, there is an everlasting winter that is destroying Icewind Dale, kind of as time goes on. It's been known that this could have been done by the Frostmaiden, who is this kind of like mythical creature out in the wilds of Icewind Dale that has the power to control weather, and it has been said by the people of the 10 towns that she's the one behind this. But there's not much they can do, so they kind of try to appease this mythological beast by providing sacrifices depending on how big their civilization is. So it can, go from, sacrificing food to sacrificing, like, warmth, where they just cut off all heat in the night. Or they sacrifice people, because, that's what you do in these kind of medieval times, to try to appease something that you don't fully understand. And so we have, that is kind of the setting. It pretty much will never hit daytime here. Every single time the sun is about to rise over the mountain of like the spine of the world that kind of blocks Icewind Dale from the rest of the Forgotten Realms. The sun never seems to pierce over it. So it's kind of like this perpetual twilight into nighttime cycle, which keeps everything nice and cold. And it's going to be quite bad. Just traversing around. And then on top of that, we got, the occasional blizzard that'll roll through. And usually it is seen as really good for those who are doing bad tasks, such as sneaking around, stealthing, murdering, stealing, because it covers your tracks pretty well. Welcome to Icewind Dale.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we have our...
Gee, you've made it sound like such a vacation spot.
It's not. I mean, if
Wow.
you've seen the intro scene to the new D&D movie, that's where we are. But imagine if it wasn't daytime, it was just nighttime all the time, and there were blizzards happening all the time.
They got it wrong. Damn.
What the heck? Fix it. But yeah, so we intro our characters into the small little settlement of Caer Konig. This little tiny kind of like, I guess I say tiny. It's one of the mid-sized settlements within Icewind Dale, within the 10 towns. Wrapping around this small little port that goes off to Lake Dinishir. It is pretty much just a small fishing settlement. With a few inns, taverns, scattered here and there, and a decent amount of people, but nothing too large. But that's where we see 4 individuals step out of the just howling blizzard into this smaller settlement. Starting with Kalvin, with our intros, would you like to describe your character as you all are walking into town?
Walking into Kerkonik?
Yeah.
Sure. So Hans is walking into town, wrapped up tightly in a traveler's cloak that buttons like down to one side. His hood is up. It's fur lined, which kind of it's like a whitish brown, kind of almost like a dirty fur liner that kind of blends in with his whitish brown fur. He is long limbed. He's very tall. He's about 6.5 feet, maybe even taller. Hard to tell because he's kind of like bunched up in the cold. But he's very long. His limbs very gangly. Overall, not an intimidating looking individual, but you know, not unintimidating by any means. But he's walking in step, rather poorly, just because he's bad at like keeping like cadence. But he's trying to walk in step with his brother because he thinks it looks cool. But it's not working very well. He's just kind of like doing a little stutter step thing to try to like get himself to walk, and it's just not working. So, but he's doing his best. But yeah, he's just kind of like keeping his mouth shut because it's really cold out, and he knows that the cold, just like the more you talk in the colder you get. So, the sooner we can get into warm places, the better he'll feel.
Yeah. Continuing around next to his brother.
So Franz is walking in, again, kind of winterized with a bit of a like fur collar around his coat that he's got going on. Longer limbed, as if like if he had some sort of weapon in his hand, the weapon may potentially drag on the ground a little bit.
Knuckles a little bit too, but
yeah. Clearly looking around, you just get the sense that he's clearly looking around for anything to like curl and make sure that he's not puny in any way. He just wants to any time he's just kind of sitting still. He'll find something to curl and always be like lifting something, potentially maybe small humanoids at points too.
agreeable.
Right.
Jodin is no stranger to being outside as a druid, so he's actually wrapped in furs and skins and just really bundled up against the elements. However, he's quite the opposite of these guys. He's actually kind of tall and extremely thin. And just from being outside and in this surroundings where there's hardly any sun, he's just very pale. He's even got white hair now and like a cool blue eyes, and his skin is like extremely pale.
Also pale is Nagu.
We don't get no sun out here.
No.
It's all pale.
Yeah.
He's a Goliath.
Like covered in fur.
Yeah.
He actually likes the cold. He was born in the cold, lived in the cold, grew up in the cold.
Never bothered him anyways.
Yeah. So he's kind of just wearing...
Gosh, let him go.
Oh. No, I don't want those comparisons. No, he's just kind of wearing like what are those called? Almost like a toga, kind of. He's not really wearing anything like warm because he doesn't feel like he needs it. At least in this season, he's got like maybe a scarf for the blizzards, but yeah. But he enjoys this weather. He is about 7'7", almost 300 pounds, pale, almost whitish skin. He's got a red eye and a blue eye, like that heterochromatia thing. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, so he's just kind of walking in. not really bothered by the cold or anything.
Yeah.
Just every day for him.
Nice, yeah. So as our four adventurers slowly make their way into town, kind of fighting the blizzard, as it kind of subsides a little bit as you guys enter the town, as it's more beating against the houses and structures
I guess he
within
has
the
a
town.
scarf on.
Takes that off. A sudden movement within one of the piles of snow, kind of adjacent to one of the buildings next to you guys, as you guys are slowly making your way through town, which seems like dead at this point. Like there's just no movement, no one walking around, no lights on, nothing here.
This town seems dead. There is just no movement, no lights on, no nothing.
Where am I supposed to curl? Where am I supposed to live?
Don't worry about it. I'll help you look for something to live. Can I roll perception check to see if I can find something
Sure,
for
yeah.
Franz to live?
Yeah, quick perception check as you do a little
Wait a
peek
second.
around.
I think I just got this. You guys are Hans and Franz.
Yeah! We are here to bomb you up! That's a perception?
Yeah, give me a perception.
That's a 7.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably pack some, quick, snow dumbbells together.
Yeah, sure, hold on. Now we'll go ahead and pack snow dumbbells for... mind you, I'm packing the bar in snow, too. So there's snow.
We've got to go low reps. We've got to go for max because the snow will melt.
Oh, you guys, quickly! Wait, why does it melt? It's cold out here all the time.
Because our hands are still...
Oh, that's why hands on fire. I'm gonna keep making a dumbbell because I
Yeah,
had a
sure,
terrible.
yeah. So you're doing that as you see an individual waken from a stupor within the snow, completely bundled up, covered in these leathers and these large chunks of iron, where kind of like a half plate is kind of scrapped together, and a large scarf kind of covering their face. Not intentionally, it seems like they just kind of fell asleep on something, and the scarf kind of fell over.
That damn scarf again.
But you hear kind of
Not mine.
muffled underneath the scarf, pointing at you, kind of wildly. Who goes there? Is it the thieves? Are you the thieves? As he's kind of throwing his scarf around. Who are you?
Is that what we are? Are we thieves?
I'm not a thief. Who are you?
Hans and Franz would never steal.
I'm the speaker of this town.
We just live steal.
They do
Gosh. It's so hard to keep a straight face when
They
looking
do
at
that
it.
a lot.
Yeah, but pretty much as he kind of uncovers himself, you see a silver dragonborn. Plenty of scars across his face. Looks like he's well seasoned, a veteran, and he's kind of just staring at you guys. Pardon my manners. I'm a bit jittery from what's been happening in town as of late. We've been losing some things from some thieves that have been coming through town. Unseen thieves. Very sneaky thieves. Scumbags, you might call them. They've stolen a lot of crap from us, and it's kind of getting on my nerves. Mainly because the people of the 10 towns and of my town are getting really annoyed with their leader, their speaker, not being able to do anything about this. I'm saying a lot to you all right now. What if we just went to an inn or something? I know the perfect place for you all.
That's a good idea. I can't feel my fingers anymore. Also, this dumbbell won't lift.
That's
I will try.
Go ahead.
you gotta pack it up a little tighter.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I can't feel my hand. Let's go get somewhere warm.
Follow me.
Yeah.
But he begins leading you guys further in town.
Okay.
As he's kind of like, you noticing he is visibly stumbling as he is walking around, kind of like trying to walk in a straight path, but is struggling to, as he's slowly kind of like making his way further into town. So yeah, we've been losing a lot of stuff here, which has been really obnoxious to, specifically more like the people here in Koenig. The inn that I'm taking you to is widely known within the 10 towns. It's called the Northern Light. Famous place. Beautiful lantern outside. There's no lantern anymore. It got stolen. Big problem there, obviously. We want to find that. But also, a lot of other things have been stolen, like people's valuables, blah, blah, blah. And a few goats, which is, kind of disappointing because, that could have been a meal for us later on, but isn't now.
Somebody stealing the protein?
Yes. Funny enough, I guess so. Who knows? Maybe they are like bodybuilders like you guys, I guess.
Well, they're not bodybuilders like Franz. He's like the best bodybuilder you've ever seen. Sure,
Hey.
do the thing you do.
I'll do the titty bounce.
Look at the titty bounce. Look at how he does it. I have to
That
help with
is a
that.
pretty
can make them hit-
solid
I can
titty
make them hit
bounce
the
if I've
table.
ever seen one. What table?
Are we in an inn?
Not yet.
Find the
walking to the inn.
tree. Watch the tree.
Just carry a table with you everywhere to show the trick.
We have a table for us this very moment.
Strapped to your back.
Yep.
That's his weapon.
I don't have a weapon. I have a table. Apparently. Little dinner TV table.
Oh god. It's canon. It's
All
canon.
right, let's get to the inn
Yeah.
so that we can.
But he leads you further in to a inn that is known as the Northern Light. You see kind of the sign out front of kind of like a carving in like one of those like wood kind of like plaque things that's above like most inns and diners and stuff. With like kind of like this carved engraving that kind of look like the Northern Lights, with the name kind of sprawled kind of in the same kind of flowy pattern of the lights. But you see the lights are on, and you head on inside, following this crazed man. So you head on inside, and immediately you're kind of brought into this fairly decent-sized tavern. Not too big, just one floor. You see a bar on the far end, a bunch of tables kind of sprawling out within the interior. Not a lot of people, really, if any, are in the tavern at the moment, except for a few like patrons here and there kind of scattered about, all looking quite not incredibly happy, but just kind of living their lives.
That
Kind
seasonal
of,
discretion.
yeah, just drinking, kind of just as their day comes to an end.
Are we familiar with this area?
Generally, yeah. Actually,
Would we have been to this town before?
possibly. I will hand you guys this.
Oh.
It is a map of Icewind Dale and of each 10 town.
Oh, nice.
So one side is map of Icewind Dale, and the other side is map of the 10 towns. So you, I don't know if you can see it. Well, it'll be passed around. There's a place called Kelvin's Cairn, something like that.
Yep.
I probably said that horribly.
Yeah, close enough.
Cairn.
Cairn.
It's kind of like this small little, I guess you could say, kind of like peak within the center of Icewind Dale, kind of jutting out. It is kind of like a natural kind of like, it's like a wayfinding point. Like you can find your way around the 10 towns easily based off of your proximity to it. But you're in Koenig, which is a settlement pretty much right off the bank of it. So right around that area, kind of on the very edge of the 10 towns. So you guys probably would have been to like the bigger settlements like East Haven and Bremen, which are massive settlements within the center of the 10 towns. But maybe once or twice, maybe like if that, been to the edges. Because usually there's not a lot of stuff where you need to come out here this far. But for whatever reason, maybe just to survive the cold from a trip or something, it has led you to Kaer Koenig. Yeah, other than this silver dragonborn leading you further inside, you see there is what looks like a smaller human woman who's kind of just slowly kind of like going to each person, making sure that they've had their fill on drinks if they need anything. Kind of short brunette, wearing just, pretty much just like commoner's clothes and then like an apron over top, and just kind of bringing over, drinks and bottles and whatever everyone needs. Small plates of food that seem to pretty much just rely on meat, like fish, and some other like very sparse vegetables that they would have been able to outsource from like the other lands of the Forgotten Realms months back. So
Who needs vegetables anyways?
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so that is kind of where you guys are brought into, and you see the short-haired woman kind of look over at the silver dragonborn that has led you inside. She's like, Torvis, are you drunk again on shift? As she rushes over and kind of leads him over to a stool and sets him down and tries to kind of like prop him up so he doesn't fall. And looks over to you all. I'm so sorry if he's troubled you in any way.
Oh no, it's fine. He's just telling us about these people who store stuff.
Nice. All right. Just cool.
No, it's cool. We seem like really cool people because we are like really cool people.
Really?
Well, that's good to know.
We also been known to do a thing or two for coin. So if you have
sounds good.
Like, look, what's this? And he goes over and he picks up this bench that has like 2 females on it, and he starts lifting it with one arm. See? Easy. Now give me coin.
No, Franz, that's for like your own benefit. We're talking about for like these people.
Yeah, that was a nice show.
Oh.
Yeah, you have like a light that needs to be found.
Yeah, I mean, we're missing our light out front. Are you
took it.
Are you offering that you're going to go find the people who did this?
I think we would love to.
Yeah.
That seems like a consent. We're like an adventuring party. We've done this before.
All right. I mean, we won't be able to, offer much from our settlement. We're a pretty poor place. We might be able to offer some expedition tools from Frozen Far Expeditions, maybe on like a completed mission, as well as easily a round of ale and some food if you guys come back.
And lodging while we're here.
Oh yeah, plenty, yeah. We'll be able to house you guys.
And like spread the word to like other people and let them know that like we're like really good at what we do.
Sure.
So that other people can hire us who can afford to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try my best.
Love it.
I have a request. Franz needs a really big bed. He's tired of his Twinkie toes just hanging off the bed when he sleeps. Can I have a big bed?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
He also has night terrors, so you have to make sure that like
Yeah,
Sometimes
we need separate
sometimes
rooms.
Hans has to chain you down.
sometimes like hold on to him. It's okay. People
Separate
are
rooms
like, oh,
will
we're
be-
cuddling, but it's
You can
like,
put
no.
them in their own room, but we need separate rooms because those night terrors are pretty terrifying.
All right.
Yeah, he didn't use the terror like that, and one day like punched him in the throat, and now he like talks real low.
All right. Well, welcome to the Northern Lights.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Before I
not
kind
what
of give you the rundown of all that I know, like drinks or food or
Yeah.
Yes, all of the above.
all right. As you see her kind of quickly turn around and run into the back real quick before yelling, just a few pots of stew, I guess. Make them warm, please. Before she comes back out and fills a few mugs of ale and then sets it on a table in front of you all. Yeah. So, pretty much, she begins to kind of tell you what's been happening. So, recently, within specifically our settlement, it might be happening within other settlements. We don't really know. We've been hit by unseen, I guess you could say, assailants. They haven't been hurting anyone, but they've been stealing all sorts of stuff. They've stole our lantern from our tavern, which is kind of problematic because it's like kind of like the main thing that brings people in here. Which, you know, it's the thing is that there's nothing special about it. It's just a lantern that sometimes it changes the color of the like flickering light within inside. It changes from like a blue to a red to a green, kind of just fluctuating between those colors.
I have a question. How do you know people are stealing things if you all keep saying you can't see them?
Well, like we know the thing was there and now it's not.
Ah! Because it's just like been blown away.
I feel like it would be a pretty easy thing, because I mean, most of the 10 towns are pretty dark. So, like, the light, at least specifically our light, would have been easy to find.
Yeah, it's probably true.
I'm still confused on how we are supposed to try to find something we can't see.
I'm working on it, don't worry.
You're the smart one.
That's right.
Have there been any signs of footprints or anything else leading off in any direction?
I was just getting to that, actually. Yes, we have found footprints. One of the previous nights, it was like the night after the lantern was stolen. We found footprints behind our tavern of footprints leading to Kalvin's cairn. Now, this might just be, you know, my own theories, so it could mean nothing. But between you and me, I'm pretty sure dwarves used to live there, like around Kalvin's cairn. It was like there used to be a small dwarvish kind of settlement over there. So I'm thinking it's possibly dwarves that are doing this.
Dwarves would have to be pretty desperate to be stealing from a settlement.
Though I'm not saying that they're like average dwarves. I'm talking about Duragar. Like the dark ones, the ones that wouldn't come up during the sunlight. Like you don't see them very often, and we've only been hit during like the deepest parts of night. So whenever all the lights are off, everyone's going to sleep, no one's paying much attention to what's going on around, it's being stolen. And we haven't even, like, Torvis, I don't know if he introduced himself to you guys, he's the Silver Dragonborn. He has been out there on shifts every night, making sure people aren't coming by. So I don't understand how he's not able to spot them as these things are being stolen, unless they were invisible. And as she says that, you see another very large woman, muscular, kind of burst through the door from the kitchen, bringing out pots of food, setting them down, and she's like, "Don't listen to my sister. She's just crazy, okay? If anything, it's just gonna be some, like, randos within town that are trying to get a few bits of coin. There's no Duragar here in Icewind Dale, okay?
Why don't you think there's Duragar?
Because why would there be Duragar on the surface?
Why wouldn't there be Duragar on the surface?
Because usually they're down underground.
Yeah, you're right.
Question. That's civil and logic form.
You're right.
Remember, guys, -1 to intelligence here.
Both of you? Or
Me, -1 to intelligence. DM question. I speak Dwarvish,
Yes, I'm negative.
so
I think I do too.
would that give me a little bit of insight into whether it is odd that Duragar are like no? In my head, I think that if I know Dwarvish, it means I know a little bit about dwarves, so maybe I could like make that a
I
roll
mean-
of some kind, or
Sure, give me a history check.
oh boy,
You're good at those, right?
the best at them. That's a nat 20
Oh my gosh.
-1.
Your dice are on fire.
19!
19. Wow.
That's still not 20.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, funny enough, you have at least a little bit of knowledge about Duragar. they're widely known to be, among the few occupants of the Underdark. So way deep underground. So it would seem odd for them to come up to the surface, though the predicament that the 10 towns are in right now are the only reason why you could ever see Duragar coming up to the surface.
There's no light.
Because there's no light. Because that's the only reason why they're so deep underground, because they cannot stand light. So in a time where there is no light on the surface, they can go about doing whatever they please. So yeah, I mean, there could be a possibility. It's not like for certain, like, because there's no light, they're going to be here. Because then it's like, oh, why weren't they here whenever it's just every nighttime?
Sure.
So...
Okay, so that took you 90 seconds to describe. I want it to take at least 4 minutes for me to tell everybody that. In a very roundabout way.
Yeah.
The two of us are like, yo, we got that. We understood.
I think I got it.
Okay, good.
He's also negative.
Tell me in Dwarvish.
Oh, you know what? That's how we... I don't know what Dwarvish
I
is.
just love the idea that Dwarvis is just Scottish.
Yeah, Dwarvish is just Scottish. That's like a speak of dwarf.
It's not like a completely another language that you can't understand. It's just you're saying it in a different way. Yeah, so... Yeah, after that is kind of explained.
Okay.
Thoroughly. She kind of sits down the pots of food in front of you and eat up, though. You have plenty of time here if you're searching for those, whoever is taking these things within town. By all means, stay here as long as you like. We appreciate it, kind.
Well, Miss Skeptic, what do you think is happening? Other than, is there any other possibility that it's someone outside of the town?
I mean, everyone here in the towns is looking for some way to earn coin, so... Especially stealing valuables and stealing the lantern. I mean, it's a cool little trinket, the lantern. It doesn't do anything crazy magical.
So it's like... the lantern itself's not really worth much? Or... Well,
it would probably be, you could probably run it at like a shop for a little bit of coin. It's just... It's not like a super powerful magic item, I guess you could call it. It's just a fun little...
Who would they sell it to if they stole it?
I don't know, someone from a different town or something like that. Though this is just my opinion. The Duragar thing is a little crazy. It's a little out there. But we have seen the tracks leading away from the 10 towns into Kelvin's camp.
Does there seem to be any pattern to any of the stuff that has been taken?
I mean, one night it was valuables, one night it was the goats, so...
Is it like a pattern to when they show up? Like, is it every third day, or is it like just whenever?
It seems kind of just random. Like, they might be getting something that they've, can live off of for a little bit and then come back or something. But it's just like random knickknacks kind of every now and then. So I don't fully understand why it's happening. It's just a really annoying occurrence that's been happening within our little settlement, and we'd like to have someone deal with it. We wished it was Torvis, but this drunkard won't stop drinking every day. He was nice whenever we first got him to be our speaker, because he was, super powerful. He's a veteran. He can take down anyone. But he also has a really bad problem with drinking right now.
Yeah,
so
it's just depression can get to you.
So we're just kind of trying to deal with that, balance that right now.
So I think, thinking out loud here, I think that there is the only other town close to this is Caer Dineval.
Yeah.
Caer Dineval. So if the mountain proves to be fruitless, we could just go to the next town over and be like, hey, is anyone selling stuff here? But I think because there's tracks, and non-skeptic lady seemed very nice, so I'm inclined to believe her. The question is, do we go to the mountain or do we wait for them to come back?
Well, that's random though, so we don't know when. They're
it
could be like a month.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious when it all started.
Ask.
I was about to. Actually.
Then do it.
So, if this is just townspeople, when did this start?
You see the smaller brunette lady kind of stuff. It started just a few weeks ago. So it hasn't been going on for too long, but it's been like frequent enough where it's becoming an issue.
It doesn't make sense that it would be someone from the town if it just started. Like, who would have just flipped and started stealing things?
That's true. That's why I think it's the Durgar.
And they're only stealing things. They're not like vandalizing anything or
No.
just
just taking
missing
everything,
items.
yeah.
Okay.
It's probably somebody that just kind of rolled through. Not us, though. Definitely not us.
That's the thing. It's like everyone that comes through town, it's not very often that people come through town. And if they do come through town, it's like a small caravan where they're already selling things.
And there's no correlation, so.
So it's like they come through and then they leave pretty quick because we're just a small fishing settlement. So most of us can't even buy anything that they are selling.
We
Try
don't
to offer
like,
fish.
we don't want our stuff stolen, so we'll go see if it's this Durgal.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Allie, and my sister is Corey.
I
nice to
am
meet you.
Franz.
Nice to meet you.
I'm not Franz, I'm Hans. This is Franz.
I'm Franz.
Nice to meet you both.
We're brothers if you didn't know.
I could definitely tell.
Ah, see, she's smart like we are.
Right.
Incredibly. I can get your rooms real quick, so you guys can just get that set up for the night. I don't know if you're
Separate
staying here.
rooms, remember?
Yeah. All 3 rooms prepared, unless you want separate rooms.
No, I have to make sure that Franz, if you didn't hear me the first time, I have to make sure that Franz doesn't like night terror stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I have to hold him. It looks like we're kindly, but really I'm just like restraining him.
Sometimes I wake up screaming for mother. Do you remember mother?
I
It's been
do
a long
remember a
time.
long time. She really pumped us up.
Yes,
she did. Pumped us up.
She made us all the proteins.
I really hope that's... Oh, man, if this became famous one day, I wish every single time you did that, they edited over the actual, line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. I'll go get that for you real quick. 3 rooms, free of charge, for the time that you are staying here and helping us out.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, so
There is-
I'm gonna write down your guys' names so I can actually say your names in this campaign. Matt, give me your name again.
Nagu. Just spell that however you want.
Nagu. Okay,
So
that's what I'm gonna call you.
I'm gonna do the same.
Naga.
I need to write down how you say your name.
And then you are
Eodan. Eodan.
Yoden.
E-O.
Yes.
What was your
Eodan.
name?
So,
Matt?
Nagu.
Nagu.
Eodan. Yep.
Okay.
Eodan Moon.
Oh,
Stave.
Yoden.
And then
Is it many
I
staves?
should
Eoden.
Eodan.
I should have made Franz.
I didn't know I was gonna make a difficult name.
So he's just like a ball fairy.
Dang.
I guess you could say it.
That's why he comes up all the time.
That's how I'm gonna write it down.
Yoden.
Yoda with an
He's
N.
insecure
And
about
the
not
maybe
having
is
Yeah.
Franz, right?
Jeez.
Yoda.
No, I like that.
Franz and Hans.
Yep.
Franz.
Is Hans. Okay, there we go. I got all the names. It's funny because I've written all the names down in the way that they're spelled, except for yours, which is I just have the way that you say it written down. This is E-O-Den. All right,
Oh, Dan.
it works. Alrighty, yeah.
Gaelic.
But she comes back out with 3 small keys and hands them to you all. Are you wanting to start on this like right away, or are you just wanting like a night's rest for the night, or?
Yeah, we're burning daylight.
Good one, Hans.
What was it?
Well, if we're eating, what time is this?
I mean, time is a little weird here because
Yeah.
it's
Time is a construct here in the Icewind Dale.
yeah, it's like I mean you could say it's around like late.
Oh gosh,
Day,
it's like
maybe?
it's like those it's like the places like up in Norway or wherever where it's like always daytime. for like half the year.
Yep.
Oh god.
Yeah, whenever I went to Iceland, that's how it was.
I was gonna say, yeah, you were probably in that
It
same
was
place. Yeah.
daytime for like 22 hours, and then it would get down to like sunset for like 2 hours, and then go back up to day.
So it never got like really dark. That's insane.
It was weird.
Is that how it works though? Like in other parts of the year, it's like dark a lot. Or
Yeah,
So
during the other seasons.
Their
it gets-
winter
it gets
is
colder.
like, it's like pitch black
jeez.
for 22 hours, and
Yeah,
then
I've seen stuff about. I've seen
slightly
people like,
twilight.
that live up there. They're like, yeah, this is just how I live. I'm like, how do you do that?
How do you do that?
How do you do that? I would not. I don't know how to be able to function because it's like
Oh, that's great.
your circadian rhythms would be just gone.
That's what
I'd be
you
shocked.
think. I fell asleep so easily up there, like normally.
You would. You would.
It was strange. Though we also put like blinds and stuff.
Yeah, I
right?
was gonna say, you gotta like
Whenever it's
pretend-
nighttime, you cover the
You
window.
gotta fake it. You gotta fake your body into thinking it.
Yeah. If you all
No,
are,
we could start. I mean, we could rest.
Well, I was
We
just
have
thinking
a
if we,
long-
yeah, that's
Yeah, I need a
short
long
rest.
rest. Jeez.
Yes, we've
yeah.
spent so much already. Woo!
It's breakfast-ish.
yeah, goodness, man. Whew.
No, I say we rested. The
Double
first thing in the
time.
morning, we head that direction. We see what we see.
Cool with that.
All right. Well, in the morning.
I mean, we only got like what, a few more hours of real time left, so we have. We should probably.
Yeah. Whenever you all wake, come meet me down here again. I'll lead you to where I found the tracks, and we'll go about how you guys are going to do this. I mean, it's completely up to you. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Thanks, Amy.
Sounds like a great plan.
Name was Allie. Thank you. Sleep well.
Amy and Callie, right?
Gosh. Yeah, you guys are left to your own to sleep for the night. The rooms are nice enough. Nothing crazy. A decent sized bed. It is not quite big enough to fit Goliath, but I mean, maybe if you slept like diagonally, you might be able to be like on the full bed.
Do you have two beds that we can shove together?
No, it's just one bed in these rooms.
Can we
cozy.
pull a bed from another room?
I mean, you can try.
I'm gonna go find a bed in another room.
Okay.
I need to get my curls on anyways.
Is that? I don't know what rolling. It's 18 plus something.
I give them my bed because I just sleep on the floor with the window open.
Sure. Yeah. So you go into the room, and you slide the bed out, kind of just like across the ground into the other room, and then
Thanks, Nagu.
Is there like a foot,
No problem.
a head and a foot to the bed?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Sweet. I stacked the first bed on top of it, so now we have bunk beds.
So much room for activities.
but it's like the back, the headrest is slightly taller than the
yeah,
footrest.
yeah,
so it's like an angle.
It's fine. It's fine.
His bed needs to be longer though, so you're just.
People out,
that
people out in the hallways just hear this
We
like,
forgot the reason we got the beds.
Yeah.
We realized we could bunk them. It's all shot.
You're like
It's fine.
pressed up against the ceiling. It's
people out in the hallways are trying to
wonderful.
sleep and they just hear coming from the room.
And then wrestling later at them.
Oh god! And the best part about that is you have a bunked bed, but you're sleeping in the same bed
Yeah.
because you need to make it so that they don't have night terrors. It's true. You just bunked another bed.
Well, yeah, because it's fun to play on. But
Yeah, yeah,
Now when
yeah.
it's bedtime, we have to, we have to be serious.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Oh, all right, yeah. A long rest is taken.
Sweet.
As you guys wake up in the morning,
During the night, they'll hear a
Mommy!
it's definitely hard to get a
You
nice
should roll
long
every
rest.
night to see if you have a night terror.
okay.
I think that'd be
Ooh,
good.
yeah.
I think
Okay.
that'd be good.
Yeah, roll a d20 for me.
D20? Okay.
Yeah.
18?
18, no night terror tonight.
Okay. You slept good sleep.
Good sleep, good sleep.
You're still grappling him just in case.
Oh, hold on
Just-
every time.
yeah.
You never know. I never know what's gonna happen.
yeah.
You actually can't fall asleep
trying
now
to,
without
Yeah, half it.
grappling.
I'm just trying to picture you going to bed just holding me like,
You basically wear like a straight
I
jacket
have
to bed.
really-
Like you have to
that's
tie
why
your
I have
arms
long
together.
Limbs. I
Yeah.
literally have long limbs for this purpose. I just
Oh,
full on
gosh.
just wrap, and I'm just right there.
snuggling.
Yeah, it's snuggly.
Doctor says his arms grew 3 inches the last 4 years.
I'm this close to being enough. He gets any bigger, I'm this close to dragging my knuckles on the ground when I walk. It's crazy.
But as you guys wake up in the morning, you all kind of meet back out into the kind of main, kind of, I guess, lobby area of the inn. As Allie meets you out there and says, just follow me around back real quick. As she leads you out. You also see Torvis is still completely passed out in, like, on top of one of the tables in the center of the tavern.
What is this Dragonborn's problem?
He's just having a good time. But headed out, you guys kind of make your way around towards the backside, where you see there are slight indentations now of footprints leading towards Kelvin's cairn. And you can tell because you can see barely make out like just the brief kind of like edges of this kind of peak within Icewind Dale from the storm that has subsided a little bit, so it's easier to possibly trek around. It's not the howling blizzard that you walked in on Koenig with.
Is it like nighttime dark all the time? Or does it get like grayish?
At this point in the day, it is nighttime dark.
It's still nighttime dark? Damn. That's crazy. Okay.
But there's no stars in the sky. That's the weird thing. It's like
weird.
nighttime just void above you. Mostly clouds. That's mostly kind of what's been blocking everything.
What kind of animals are out in this sort of thing?
You might find, like, polar bears and stuff. Just Arctic animals.
Penguins.
Yeah, actually. I'm pretty sure there are penguins. Yeah, she leads you out back where there are those indentations that lead out of Caer Koenig.
Okay.
And these are the only tracks that we have to track these invisible assailants from. So this is really all I can help you with. I bid you good luck. We're here to support you in any way in the town.
Good luck.
You too, man.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate
No
it.
problem, Franz. Yeah, she kind of turns around and heads back inside.
All right, let's rock and roll, right? Let's do it.
Let's
I'm
do
excited
this.
to-
Can you guys see in this?
It is pretty
Is it-
dark.
I have dark
Oh.
vision. Yeah, bugbears have dark vision for 60
Okay.
feet, so we're fine.
I
Oh, you guys are bugbears.
Yeah.
Forgot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast flame.
Okay, so you... And immediately surrounding you guys, this like dimly lit kind of sphere of light.
I guess I have to stay close to him.
Which does kind of stunt your guys' dark vision as you guys are close.
I will go ahead and, because I am a bugbear and bugbears are sneaky, I will stay out of the ring of light and be sneaky.
All right.
While I don't know why I say it that way, but that's what I'm going to do.
I
It's
just
about 20 feet away from us.
That's fine.
I envision we let you
Franz will
guys
hollow-
stay towards the back because you guys are like doing like squat exercise things every time you walk.
Doing lunges as he goes.
Yeah, lunges.
No, I'm not. Hans doesn't do a lot of. He does a little bit of exercise, but he's more thin than he's like leaner than this guy. So because he sneaks around a lot. So, but yeah, I'll go into stealth and just kind of like
Okay.
stay quiet and like.
I like to think it's because you always skip leg day.
That's 100% always skip leg day.
Sounds good.
Franz will follow Hans, and he will try to be sneaky as well.
As he's doing lunges.
Yeah, that's how he stays sneaky. It's his lunges.
Yeah,
Keeps
but
it
he's
low to the ground.
slowly counting them as you're walking behind.
Imagine traveling miles for just on
My
lunges.
stealth is a 23.
Jesus. Yeah.
Are we all rolling for stealth?
All stealth them?
Might
They have
as
light,
well.
so they weren't.
Well, it's
I was,
true.
yeah,
It's pretty
I was
hard
just
to
saying
be
because I can
still.
see in the dark, and I was being a stay out of the light, so I was
True,
just
true,
kind of
yeah.
stealthy. So
Cool.
Does make sense.
My stealth is an 18.
Sounds good.
No one's gonna see me with my fire.
No, that's ridiculous.
No,
And
so-
pitch black void.
Fun fact: bugbears also have sneak attack, just naturally.
That's awesome.
So I get an additional 2d6 sneak attack damage. So I'm going to try to be quiet everywhere.
Man,
I go.
bugbears are awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I don't even have to be a rogue. Just be like, yeah, just naturally, I can just like, and
Let's just
punch him.
This is what we do. I grapple. We sneak up. I grapple him, and then you.
I love
just
to
hit
punch. Yep, there you go. I like it. All right, cool.
Yeah. So who is following the tracks?
All of
Kind
us.
of. Well, yeah. Like okay.
He's.
Everyone.
Are you guys
is
in
the tracks.
front or behind us?
I think Yoden's.
Because
You
I have
guys
the
would be
fire.
Yeah,
That's true.
Either side,
If
maybe.
you can see in the
I'll
dark, it doesn't
stay
matter.
Up front.
Okay. So.
Okay. So you're
You
probably
stay behind.
I'll stay in
You,
the back.
You're in the back. I'm in the front.
Got the rear.
So up about 20-ish feet, and then back about
Yeah,
20-ish
it's just as
feet.
far, the 30 feet as far away as light is, and where it doesn't catch me.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah. So you guys begin trekking.
yeah, following the trail.
Yeah. For it seems like you guys like easily are able to follow the tracks. As they were getting lighter as like time was progressing because snow is constantly falling here.
Yeah.
Up until about the 50-foot mark, where the tracks kind of become very hard to see, except for about 10, maybe 30 feet ahead of you guys, you see the indentations of fresh tracks, like in the previous night or so.
Okay.
But they come up just to the edge of where town was, like kind of like where the border of like you could imagine where like the town border would be, and then they left. So like you can see that there were tracks heading towards the town, and then they did a 180 and then headed back.
So they were going to town, and then they decided not to.
Still in the same direction.
The plot thickens.
Okay. We'll keep following the fresh tracks are going back to the cairn.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna head that way then.
Alrighty. These tracks
Cairn, I don't know what it's called.
easy to follow. They're fresh, so there's no checks needed. You just kind of keep your eyes down, looking at the ground ish, while keeping looking up so you don't run into anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, you make your way further in. It's about a few miles or so that you're just walking and just keep on going.
What's the terrain like? Is it like a tundra? Or
Yeah. It's kind of like slight hills, kind of around the cairn specifically. It gets a little more hilly, and you know that there is a drop off at some point. Like there's a valley around the cairn.
natural protection from.
But you do know that this place around here does get hilly, and it does get more and more steep as you get closer and closer to the cairn. But you guys continue following up until you're met with another set of tracks. These are what looks like kind of two flat grooves. And then in between, well, on either side of it, you see these large footprints, about kind of yay big or so, a few feet long, kind of leading this kind of like walking on either side of this kind of like two groove indentation in the snow. But you see that kind of lead off in a direction. And the fresh tracks end here.
As a student of lore, would I recognize what these tracks are from?
Sure. Make a survival check.
14.
14. With a 14, you do not know what the footprints are, like what they could have been from, but the kind of slight, just vertical grooves within the snow, easily you could probably tell that that's like some sort of dog sled. Just some sort of sled-like vehicle.
Interesting.
You've seen them coming in and out of 10 towns. They're widely used within the
I
area.
was saying kind of like a sled or something. That's what I was
Would the
thinking.
dwarves use a sled?
It's just an easy use of like an easy way to transport around the 10 towns because it's just something that slides across the top of the snow.
Just curious, based on what we know about the dwarves.
Yeah, though they aren't being. It doesn't seem like it's being pulled by dogs though. Like there are indentations of foot.
Giant prints. Do I know what those look like? Do those prints look familiar?
You can do a survival check.
I can definitely do a survival check. Yeah. 11?
11? No idea. I mean, they're large prints. They're larger than yours.
Damn.
So they're pretty sizable footprints. You just don't know exactly what creature they might come from.
Okay. And these tracks are heading away or towards the mountain?
Kind of like in a path towards, like it's like it's avoiding just like hills. So it's not being like led up hills.
Sure.
It's still seemingly going in the same direction of the cairn.
So the fresh prints
Of dog sled.
Of dog sled, yeah. So the new tracks were leading away from town or towards town?
So the fresh tracks, they
started outside of town.
They led up to town, and then it's like the person at one point turned around and then walked back.
Huh. So the person walked to town, in theory, turned around, walked back, ended up at the sled where the tracks go away. The sled then continues towards the mountain.
Yep.
And those are the only tracks we have?
Yep.
Okay.
Prints.
So the prints. Yeah.
Fresh prints.
Fresh prints. Fingerprints. Are there any fingerprints around, just out of curiosity?
Fingerprint.
Investigation check.
That's a good call.
A lot of stuff for... That's a 9.
No.
I'm gonna look around for any signs of something other than prints
Okay.
or tracks.
Sure.
20.
20. With a 20,
Guidance. I'm kidding, I don't know guidance.
yeah, not
Shout
really
guidance from the distance.
I do.
anything else. Though you do look around, and there's something that like off of the glow of your fire is just slightly glinting. It's like partially buried beneath like the snow by the tracks.
Look there,
Well,
the glowy thing.
Yeah,
I'll
you
go grab it.
pick it up. It looks like it's a small, like few inch long little shard of like this black crystal.
Oh.
Just like this deep black onyx color.
What is this?
Yeah, that is.
do I know what it is?
This would be an Arcana check.
Ooh, Arcana. I can
Guys,
do that.
I'm throwing spaghetti, see what sticks, so feel free to jump in here at any moment.
There
That's
you
not
go.
bad, a 16.
It's stuck.
1 second.
I rolled a 1.
Jesus.
Looking at the magic guys over
16.
there. Anything.
You do recognize what
that
this
helps.
is. This is a very well-known, kind of like arcane magical substance that is used recently within the 10 towns. It is mined out by like ruins of like this of things that just showed up after the Frostmaiden's appearance. It is known as Chardolin. It is this black crystal that is known that you can imbue it with magical properties, and it can become a very powerful enhancer of magic. So if grouped together in a very large quantity of it, it can become like a... Usually people have been known to possibly think of like making like constructs with these, because they kind of allow the weave to move throughout them easier, so you can make constructs much faster rather than like inscribing like tons of glyphs into stone or whatever material you want to use.
And you said this stuff came after the Frostmaiden?
Yeah, so it was like these ruins showed up as the Frostmaidens kind of appeared. And it has... People have been like, seen this and they're interested in it, and so they went mining for it.
Sure.
Though it's now like a... it's hard to come by at this point because a lot of it has been mined up, and it was a very like sparse resource. It just popped up, and there was only on like certain parts of Icewind Dale, and it was deep into Icewind Dale as well.
So what you're saying is that a magical rock is somehow tied to an entity of this world and can like alter the fate of like. Are you just stealing everything from my old campaign?
This is a book. I'm not giving you anything.
Oh damn! I must have stolen from them. Ooh.
What?
Okay. All right.
Cut that out.
Sorry, I just
Just better do a big bleep over
You're
that
just
entire
talking about
part.
Charlotte, and I was just like, this seems like something I just did not so long ago. Okay, so Charlatan is magical. There's not a lot of it, yet somehow it's right here out in the open.
Someone must have dropped it.
Ooh. From the car, maybe?
I think so, which means someone is probably up to no good.
Possibly. Who knows?
What does that have to do with the scout?
I don't know, but I will give you props. I'm very impressed with your knowledge of this stone.
Thank you!
I had no idea what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, those tracks are still in front of you.
Then we're gonna follow the tracks, and I'm gonna keep an eye out for more Charlatan,
All right.
while also still being stealthy.
Sure, yeah. Roll an investigation check as you guys continue going.
Guys, I'm
All of
not,
us?
should not be doing
Well,
this.
so there are people that are going to need to be following tracks.
Well, I'm following tracks then. I'm not.
Okay, so there.
You have no
so we
lights, so you
track
for it.
people, and we have possible Charlatan people.
I will follow the tracks like I've been doing because I'm in front.
Okay,
I will let you guys look for Charlatan because you have a light to it.
What is this?
Yeah, and I should
Investigation.
this would be an investigation.
Yeah, you should probably. It's
I'm just blindly following at this
Yeah.
point.
20.
What? Jeez.
Well, hands go, sounds go.
Do you want me to roll survival again, or how do you?
No, the tracks are still easily
Okay, yeah,
able
then
to
we're good. Good.
see.
4.
4. Okay. Nothing. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, when you're walking around, it's. I mean, that one little piece that you guys were able to find was already tough to spot. Like, it wasn't an easy find.
Okay.
It was like mostly buried, and the only reason you were able to get it was just a, lucky glance in the snow from just a slight glint from like the light, like bouncing off of it. Though as you continue on pushing through the snow, as the weather kind of gets more rough as you guys continue to push forwards, it's harder to track, to even like pay attention to, like, let me look for tiny little crystals on the ground. So you do not find any more. But after another few miles of hiking further and closer to Kelvin's Cairn, where it's now very visible within front of you, the tracks stop. Like they slowly, like they become like harder and harder to track up until the point where it's very hard. So at this point, I will need whoever is trying to track these, the tracks. I will need a survival check. So we can make this a group survival roll to see if you can follow them.
Okay.
So we all have to roll.
You should definitely give guidance to the person who rolls terribly.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. It's a cantrip, man. Just,
Just
Use
pump
them
it
whenever.
out. Just blast them with it.
yeah, just blast them with it. All right.
Blast.
Do I have anything that help here?
Doing great.
What check was it again?
Survival.
You're either hitting home runs or
Yeah, I'm either swinging for the fences or not swinging at all, apparently.
Dad?
Everyone's just waiting to see. Okay, I'll start.
Ow.
I'll start. That's a nat one. Nat one for me.
That one is for me.
Oh, God.
Okay.
not good.
This is how we're going to die.
I got 16.
16.
9.
Nice.
Give yourself guidance.
Myself?
Is it
Okay.
that one with your
Is it? Well, with my survival, it's an 8.
8? Yeah.
But it's still a natural one I need to like.
Ooh.
Good job.
13.
Nice. Trying to bump try to bump the positive ones, guys. Can't help it.
Raise the curve.
You're continuing to push through in a direction that you think is right. You're pushing forwards, and I mean you're getting closer to Kelvin's cairn.
Oh god.
Though it's getting harder to see as the blizzard kind of is starting to pick up.
Okay.
So you can tell where Kelvin's cairn is, but you don't know because I mean Kelvin's cairn is a fairly large area, so it's like you might get to Kelvin's cairn, but are you at the right spot at Kelvin's cairn?
Should we build a shelter and wait out the storm?
Yeah. If you guys want to wait out the
Talk about storm. Goodness gracious.
Are there?
They're not supposed
Is it
to rain.
raining outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's storming like crazy.
Should we build a shelter?
Should we?
I would say
Franz would like to know if there's any wintry woodland animals around.
would you like to do a perception check?
Sure.
I'll help him.
All right.
I could summon an animal for dinner.
Oh, gosh.
It's terrible.
Hey, little guy.
Alright, so it's gonna be 17. 17.
17. A quick glance around. Maybe some Arctic hares. Maybe kind of just bouncing in and out of the snow.
The rabbits, nuts.
No, snow owls or anything else like that.
Not in this weather. Anything up in the sky would have been out of this as fast as possible.
Well,
Alright, so let's make a shelter because we're not going to get anywhere with natural ones. As
I will say,
and I don't think the hares are gonna tell me what direction I can go in.
since you guys have been in Icewind Dale for a little bit, you do know these winter storms come through pretty often. So if you were to wait it out, it might be an hour before the next one hits.
Okay.
So you can wait it out, but it's most likely you're just going to get hit with another
So
one.
we just need to go. We just need to push through it and get to
Yeah.
a place where the storms are going to
Yeah.
bother us.
And it's not you're not hitting really bad blizzard yet. It's just your
It's just
average storm
Okay.
within
so,
Icewind.
so it's not like a bad. Okay. So we should probably just keep moving.
The
it's
winds
still-
are picking up a little bit,
Still
and the
dark,
snow
isn't
is
it?
falling. Yeah, especially now since there is more clouds overhead.
Green Lantern.
It's just hard to see.
Okay, so
We can do another.
I will this time at this point I will then I'll make sure everyone's together so we're not spread out super far because
Okay.
now it's getting harder to see.
Sure.
So I will forego my stealth in order to make sure everyone stays together and we will all move forward as one.
Sure. Yeah.
Sounds like a
To
song.
do yes.
With that, I will allow any one of your choosing within the group to roll at advantage for this group survival roll, along with everyone
I have
else.
a plus seven.
So one person will get an
plus three.
have a plus three as
advantage
well.
roll.
What do you have?
What do you have for
Everyone else rolls one.
Okay, so I should probably roll with advantage then, maybe.
Yeah.
Alright. So I will do it at advantage and then
Everyone else just rolls normally.
Oh, sweet. Okay. And then guide somebody.
Yep.
Oh. 20.
Oh god.
Much better. Unnatural 20.
Nice.
13 plus
I
7.
got the nat one this time.
Same.
Nice.
Well, I got 17
22
plus
on
9.
mine.
Okay.
Whoa!
And with a group success,
Don't need to
Better
guide
this
anyone.
time.
Yep.
I have to grab. I have to grab Nanu and be like, come on this way.
Oh, I think we were going the wrong
Grab him by
way.
a scarf and just.
Yep.
but as you guys turn one of the hills and see just the slight indentations of where they might have dipped in a little bit further on maybe a rougher turn, you get back on the trail
Nice.
and head further in down a little slope into the valley surrounding Kelvin's cairn.
Okay.
From this point on, you're getting deeper within. The skies are kind of getting semi-blocked now, not just by the clouds, but now by the valley walls that kind of stand around you as you guys kind of head about 50 feet down into kind of this large, almost trench-like natural kind of surface around you. Heading further in, you push forwards. Whoever, Calvin, you're leading, right? You're up. You joined the group, right?
I was like up in front, just kind of like leading the charge. So
Okay.
I
Sure. Make a perception check for me
Okie dokie.
as you continue into the
12.
12. I would say it's not super hard to see,
God would hope not.
mainly because it is not a natural formation. On one of the kind of like your right side, as you guys are kind of walking through, you see jutting out from the stone and snow around, you see kind of like this very boxed kind of like brick like building, just like the stone flat cut building, kind of jutting out of the ground, about maybe 100 feet or so ahead of you guys. Kind of on your right side. You don't get any of the details of like if there's windows or doors to this
But
building.
it looks like a building.
But it's very geometrical. Like it's not like, this is, a natural like little, spire within the valley. It's like this is something that's been like cut out.
Okay.
It's about 100 or so feet ahead of you guys.
And he's the only one that sees us.
No, I tell you,
Yeah,
I show you guys the building and
Yeah,
say,
which
guys,
is-
we have about 25 minutes before we have to come to the conclusion, I think, so we should probably figure this out.
Do you continue walking up ahead?
Are there lights?
No.
No lights.
How big is the building?
From this distance, you could probably gauge maybe like 20-ish feet.
Oh, so it's like a big building.
Can I transform into a bird and scout ahead?
Sure. So you just
idea.
Yeah.
sure, yeah. So you transform into a small little bird and fly up ahead. Yeah. Make a perception check as you begin to
Sounds can
scout.
talk to you while you're up bed.
True.
21.
21. Yeah, with that, easily. You kind of fly up ahead and kind of like peering through, trying to like stay up high and away from the ground as, snow is still pelting you. You see what looks like this small kind of 20 by 20, like almost just like square, like rectangular building that just kind of juts out of the ground. You see on all sides of it, towards the center of like the actual like towards the top end, almost what looks like slit windows. And then right as you crest the kind of like left side of it, you see cut into the stone wall of the valley is what looks like this large, like semi-large fortress of some kind, like this small outpost, kind of just like cut into the wall. No lights on, no nothing. You do see there are windows cut into kind of like the leftmost side of this, like one of the walls, and closer to the right side, which you see kind of like curves around before you see kind of like the valley wall drop off, and then about 30 feet or so past the wall, you see that large rectangular cut building.
And no signs of anyone that I can...
Not from that roll, from being this far away and kind of flying and just trying to see it. You also do see there are two large stone doors kind of in the center of like the wall face.
So, does it look dwarvish in nature?
Very.
Okay.
It is kind of like, it's the like dwarvish architecture is pretty easy to like suss out. A lot of very hard cut shapes, nothing too like elegant or fancy.
Sure.
And especially with an outpost, it's very much just like cut it out of the wall.
Very geometrical.
Yeah. And especially the fact that it's cut out of the wall. Like it's not like built around something. This is dug out of the wall.
Alright. I fly back and tell everyone what you said
Yeah. So you,
as a bird.
So we have a fortress. No.
it's relaying it back.
Pretty birdie, over here.
Yeah, I transform back to my normal form before I get to him. It's like he'd eat me.
No, I can talk to animals.
Oh,
Surprisingly enough. This big old framed guy that talks to little tiny
while you're
animals.
curling the animal.
No, that's when I summon bears.
Oh gosh, I'm
Arm
just
wrestles
imagining
bears
this is
while he talks to
awesome.
The opinions on honey. Okay, so we've got a fortress. No sign of anybody.
Just silent.
How far away are we?
Tracks-
About 100 feet before you guys kind of stopped suddenly.
Tracks led to
You
this.
do see as you get closer up to the wall, it's kind of like the snowfall isn't as thick. You do see there are obvious sled tracks leading up to the door and then inside.
So we need to get in there, but maybe not through the door.
Can I cast? It's within 120 feet range.
Okay.
Find traps.
Find traps.
I think that would help us, right?
Yeah.
When we
trying
get
to get
close,
in.
when we get close enough, I would say wait till we get
Wait till we're closer.
right there,
Okay.
because otherwise you're only gonna get like 20 feet worth of traps.
Wait, I've got an idea.
Oh, okay. That's how that works.
We're just trying to see what's in there first, right?
Right.
Okay. Are the little snow fairs still around?
You can find probably one or two, maybe.
I'm gonna try to catch one.
Okay.
Alright?
Are you doing this nicely, or are you just trying to go after one?
Well, I have speak with animals. See, I'm just gonna ask them, hey, come here, little furry animal.
Sure, yeah. This would be animal handling.
Alright.
I will help by hopping around in the snow.
Yeah. I will let you choose between animal handling and persuasion. Since you can actually just
Definitely going
straight
to
up
handle.
talk to them.
So we were
Advantage.
at a. Oh, at advantage.
Yep.
Oh.
Give you the help action.
I just realized how helpful Fairy Fire is going to be.
This
It's
guy.
gonna be
You have
17.
fairy fire.
17.
17? Yeah, you see the little bunny like whop up. Yes.
So I need your help. What I would like to do, if you're alright with it, kind little furry animal, is I would like to take you and I'd like to sneak you into that nice little warm place over there and put you in through the window. And just to have you look around and see what's in there.
Are there wolves?
No, it's inside. You actually might get to be a little bit nice and toasty.
That sounds wonderful.
Alright.
So I'm gonna go and take this, and we're gonna use sneak.
Okay.
To
Oh, I'll do it. I'm
Okay.
sneaky.
Alright.
I'll get you.
Here, hold on. Before you do that, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to cast. Let's see. I'm going to cast Beast Sense so I can see what my furry friend sees
Okay.
while he's in there.
Dude,
That's
nice.
cool.
All right.
That's
yeah.
cool.
So you cast Beast
that's
Sense,
fantastic.
and you see your compatriot's eyes kind of flash briefly with this kind of like white light before you see immediately into the eyes of the little frost hair.
Here you go. Take good care of our little friend and put him in the window.
I will take care of good little friends.
I forgot to ask him what
Oh,
his
wait.
name is.
What am
If
I
we're right
doing?
up by the building now?
I just want you to go
No,
and
we're
look
on the
around.
way
Is there anything
Yeah,
in
okay.
there specific that we want them to look for?
People? Dwarves.
Yeah, we wanted to
We
see if
need
there's
to-
anybody in there, and yeah, is there anybody in there, and is there human stuff in there?
We need to basically look
lantern.
and see if
Yeah,
there's
like a lantern.
if there's anybody in there and how many there might be in there, and then we also need to see if there's any man-made things in there,
Like a lantern.
like a lantern specifically. Do you think you could do that for me?
I don't know what a lantern is, but I will try to find it as much as I can.
So it's something that's gonna be about like this, And it's bright. It has a light, so you'll see that it will probably glow potentially, or it looks like it might glow if it was lit.
Can we hear him
All
talking
right.
to the rabbit?
Yeah. It's like,
Does it sound like me talking, or does it sound like?
it sounds like that. You guys can't understand.
Tell him it looks like a contained fire.
I'm supposed to tell you it looks like contained fire.
I've never
You
seen
know it's-
fire in my whole life.
That's fair. It is funny.
That's good. That means you've been safe your entire life.
I find like a rock and I just cast light on it and like hand it to him so he can
That's
explain
crazy, bright. That it's gonna look like that.
Look, yes. It will look. It will
Alright.
look like that.
I'll look for that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, I am going to use my 40 feet of movement
Okay.
to just zoom as fast and quietly as I
Okay.
can.
Yeah. Make a stealth check, please.
You should guide me.
Yep.
Thank you.
Be careful, Fluffy.
Nice. That is going to be 22.
22.
Nice.
Yeah. With that, you just like
I mean, I'm not
it's
like uber quiet, but you just like
yeah. It's just you can briefly hear the
yeah.
as he's like crunching into the like just the few inches of snow.
Oh, I'm
before
Legolas
continue.
now. I'm finding the spots where I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
super.
But you get up real close. And as you're kind of like sneaking along the edge, you do find one of the windows. You just slide up the ramp.
Look, I want to make sure that I can like get him in there.
Yeah.
I don't
It's,
want, like,
it's big enough for
I
like
don't want to like yeet him in there. Poor thing.
it's big enough where you could. It's
Here you go.
just wide enough where like a rabbit could fit through.
Okay, can I look?
that's
Can
handy.
I just kind of like look in with one eye and see like?
Sure, yeah. So peering in. Oh yeah, you have dark vision. It is a. Ooh, let me. It's about 15 feet to the other side of the wall,
Okay.
and you can see there are about 2 entrances. One is doored off, and one is a staircase that leads up on the right-hand side.
Is this the main entrance?
No, so this is the main entrance is still a little bit further down to your left.
Okay, so this is just a.
This is just the
room.
first window that you came up to.
Okay, and this is just a window that goes into the room. There's no like door or nothing that goes into this room. From the outside.
Not from the outside.
Okay, just make sure. Okay, so this is a room with stairs going up and a door on one end. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And there is no one. Well, actually, as you peek over and in, you're doing it stealthily enough where I'm going to give it to you, where you don't get seen,
Yeah.
because just like maybe 5 feet away from you is a small Duragar woman who is just standing there, heavy crossbow in hand, kind of just peeking out, like, keeping watch.
So I look window up Durgar.
Well,
You just see the crossbow.
I mean, it's like you peek over and the Durgar is like right there.
Oh jeez.
Oh.
And so you just immediately yeah,
I
pretty
stealthily go.
Get to the chopper.
Okay, so I'm holding Rabbit. Seeing that, I can't put little Franz in a room with that person. So, is there another window?
on the if you continue along just the wall and past the doors, there's another window. Just one little window on that, like.
Does it look
the
like
other
this
wall.
window?
It looks exactly similar, like same build style.
Hans is not smart enough to deduce that this is another place where a Durgar is going to be. Calvin is. Calvin knows that there's going to be another Durgar over there. Hans is not.
Who's Calvin?
I've never seen a cow.
I've never seen one of those. We're at the mountain. Has he been talking about Calvin's car this whole time?
Oh, Calvin.
Yeah, there we go.
His cousin.
Okay, so Hans is going to. Let me ask this: Can I use my stealth to go to the other building, or do I have to re-roll to go there?
You can use your stuff.
Okay,
So you,
another one.
scoot along the wall, super stealthily. And I'm guessing you do the same peek in.
Yeah, I don't want to put him in there with him.
This is a much larger room.
Okay.
about 20 by 25-ish feet,
Okay.
filled with like cells. Which, how far does your dark vision go?
60.
Oh, yeah. So you can easily see the creatures that are in each cell. You see basically what looks like very decayed humans. With like, have you seen Last of Us?
Yeah.
So you know, like, the clickers?
Video game or the TV show?
Both.
Okay. Yes.
So you know clickers?
Yeah, of course.
With like, you know, the fungus growing out of their head and everything like that.
Cordyceps, weird stuff.
Yeah, so you see a few very dead-looking humanoids with this fungus growth kind of growing out of their skull. And then one that looks like a fully, like, completely covered in fungus, kind of just standing, like, holding one of the bars and kind of just, like, slowly, like, kind of just leaning against the bar.
So, like the big bloated versions of clickers or like clicker size?
Clicker size.
Okay, so just like a normal human size, but like
Yeah,
just
but
covered in
instead of
fungus.
like it's just the head, it's like the whole body is like fungus.
Is it
and-
like large size funguses?
Yeah, I mean it's like completely like covered them,
Okay,
like head to toe at this
Like-
point,
Okay.
and like grown over like their
Alive
chest
still?
plates.
He says it looks like it's still alive.
And it's like this one is like the other ones were kind of like slumped over on the ground. This one's like standing up and is like just leaning on the bar.
Okay.
Franz sees
Duh.
this through the rabbit's eyes. He's like,
Like Franz is gonna be sad.
To avoid copyright infringement, we call them clackers.
Like funny mushroom men,
Snappies.
snappies. Yeah, yeah.
They're fun guys.
They are.
Calvin,
But
I
yeah.
want you to edit now me saying snappies over every single
Every
time
single
I
time
say
you said clicker.
clickers.
There you go. Yep.
Here's another one.
HBO's out for blood.
There we go.
Okay. So that's disturbing.
Those little
That's a clacker.
Yeah. Hans does not know what to do now. He's never seen anything like this. Maybe. I don't know what Hans has done in his adventuring days. I should know. I am him. He's going to...
Who is this guy?
Is there any entrances out of this room that he can send little Franz into? Or
There is a door on the right hand side of the room.
Open or close?
It is slightly ajar.
Okay.
And then there's a staircase on the far end, like directly across from where the window is, that leads up.
Okay. So I'm going to send Franz Jr. in there and push him in the direction of the stairs
Okay.
so that he goes up the stairs.
So you push, and eventually he just drops.
Wait, does he fall?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, okay.
There's no
Is he, like-
not a bookshelf or anything. He jumps down to.
Little kid sliding
It's,
inside.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a few feet. Just like before he. I mean, Matt, you see through Fluffy's vision. He kind of scoots forwards and is kind of just like taking in like his surroundings just real quick before quickly just trying to get away from whatever these creatures are that are within the cells. Quickly hopping up the stairs. What you see within his vision is a 20 by 20 foot room with 4 doors. 2 on the left side of the room, 2 on the right side. All closed. Which you see him kind of just quickly look around, kind of hop around within the room for a little bit before turning around, heading out. You see, as I'm guessing you're still peeking in,
I'm still
you see Fluffy kind of head down the stairs, and then now is just walking around, just going around.
Does he go out the other door?
Yeah.
Okay.
As he's headed out, you see, and through his vision, what looks like a fairly large room, probably about 40 feet maybe 50, yeah, closer to 50 I'd probably say, of just like this long room, large opening on the kind of left-hand side, where it kind of, you see it open up and then just kind of curve around the corner, so just out of view, can't see really what's down that way.
Okay.
On the right side, as Fluffy kind of heads further in, there is a what looks like a drawbridge that is against the ground. It isn't like pulled up. It's flattened down over what looks like about like 100-foot pit that is just right in front of the front doors. On further across the room, you see what looks like a large like winch like system, where these large chains lead across towards the large drawbridge, where it seems like it would pull it
They
up.
could pull it up and move it if it.
And then close to that winch, you see 3 large cages. One that is empty, one that has some large zombie-like creature kind of slumped over, barely able to fit inside of, and is kind of just like pressed up against the bars. And then in the other cage, 2 goats. And then you see that the door, like the room kind of continues, and there's a small hallway where the bunny kind of peeks around, and there's a door. So it can't go any further that way. So it continues kind of hopping around. Into that room that it kind of couldn't see because it bended off. You see what looks like a kind of large, like another 50-foot-ish room or so, 50, 40-ish foot, where in the middle it is kind of bisected by this wall that is like, there are 2 gaps within the wall that are just completely open. And then past those, you see another doorway that leads further in. But that's all that the bunny can see is it's just kind of hopping around. It's trying to look for stuff.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so goats are a pretty good sign. These guys are the one that stole the stuff. How do we get in?
Oh, that's easy.
Is it?
I can fit in through the slot, open the doors.
Oh, that's true, because you can wild shape into something. Yeah, that's...
I will say from the bunny's perspective, there was no lock on the door.
On the front doors?
Yeah.
You can just open them?
Yeah. They're just flat
And you've
stone
got
doors.
find traps, so if there's a trap, we'll know it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I think that's the way to do it. I think we just go... We go to the doors and quietly go in and see what we see.
Were we there to retrieve the stuff or just to find it? Because we did find it.
We found ghosts. We didn't find the lantern. Oh gosh, that is a dilemma. We could just tell them, but what are they going to do about it?
Let's measure returning time. Yeah, we found it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it? No, we
No, not
found
our
it.
Yeah, not our problem.
Do you know where the lamps are?
Thank you.
We saw zombies.
Yeah. Good luck, guys. We're going to head to warmer climates.
Were you guys missing those?
Yeah.
Are you guys missing mushroom men for some reason? Is that...
Some good old mycanoids.
All right, so I'll reconvene with everybody once we figured this all out.
Okay.
And I do want to make note that at one point I do tell them, like, yeah, one of the cells was like this humongous fungus just like hanging out.
Fungus among us.
Fungus among us.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you head back.
So, what's happening with the bunny?
He's just chilling inside.
Yeah, we'll have to go get him. We'll
It's
get
found
him.
like a little, like there
I have to
are these
rescue
little
Well,
like, wall
so here's-
sconces like up
Matt's
against
made
the
a
wall.
bond with
Here's,
the bunny.
that-
so here's the thing. After casting this, I also realized that I'm not present, essentially. So I'm blinded and deafened to my own surroundings. So I have no idea what it is you guys are doing right now. I'm just sitting
Well,
there.
by the
just
time
like,
I get back, 10 minutes have come and gone. So I would think you have
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
all right.
yeah.
Definitely by
Fair
that
enough
point.
Yeah, so. But we'll go. Don't worry, Franz. We'll go get little Franz. All right. So I think that's the best thing to do. Is we open, we try quietly as we can to open the door, make sure
Okay.
there's no traps, and then make our way in
So-
and try to get.
Starting that off. Stealth rolls, everyone.
Okay.
As you guys get closer to the outlaws.
May or not have disadvantage on this.
Okay. Yeah, I got a +1.
What are we doing?
Stealth.
I am
I'm gonna guide
not
myself.
stealthy.
Ah, dang it. 14.
14.
You're very loud. Go first. I had a 5.
Oh, nice.
18.
12.
Okay.
I'm stealthy. I'm coming.
Not horrible.
You forget to turn your light off.
I extinguished the fire.
And I'm singing.
Yeah, you guys creep ever so closer to the stronghold. Whereupon, as you guys pass by that first window that you first saw the Durgar at, you're slightly louder than you'd like to be. Just like the crunching of snow. Just like that kind of like
Yeah.
just not natural pattern to like just the noises of the Icewind Dale. You start to hear shuffling within, like in through the cracks in the walls, like the little like slots.
Shit.
You're close enough now where you can probably cast.
Yeah.
Find traps, though.
Yep.
So just a quick like boo.
I do so.
And does it ping where the traps are? Or does it just tell you that there's traps?
You sense presence of the traps in range line of sight. Trap for purpose includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect.
Okay.
It's
within sight?
Sense and
So it's just the
within
stuff
range
that
that is
you're
within
looking at.
within line of sight.
Okay. So it's like if you were looking at the door, you would be able to tell that the door was trapped.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So immediately, kind of just like snapping that on, nothing pings.
Okay.
The door, nothing pings. I mean, everything else is just flat stone wall out here, other than
None
the
of the
slots.
walls, because I'm looking at the walls too.
Yeah,
my
yeah,
peripherals.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. I mean, you're looking around.
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's pinging. Okay.
Yeah.
It reveals if a trap's present. It doesn't tell you specifically where it is, but
Okay.
yeah.
I will say there is a slight pull to the other side of the door. So it's not like the door itself is like pinging, but it's just like just.
So I
on
do
the
detect a
other
little bit of something coming from. Okay.
There's a
Pool.
like a pull, like the fine traps thing is going off.
I don't think there's a trap like directly in front of us, but something close by. Maybe a little beyond.
So you tried the door. What's the plan?
Yes.
Okay. So
I
who's-
also cast detect magic on the door, or would that?
Oh, wait a second.
No, the trap thing should
Trap
be
thing
all you
would-
need. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, unless there was like other stuff around that wasn't like traps.
But
That's up to you.
the door itself would
Yeah.
probably okay. Seems
Yeah.
okay for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, who is trying the door?
I'll try the door.
Push or pull, Calvin? I'm joking.
Great question.
Can you give me a strength check to open up, strength athletics to open up the door?
Sure.
These are
would you like me
large
to do
stone doors.
I got it.
Strength athletics.
Yeah.
You can
Athletics
help me.
check.
Oh, just that.
I'm going to help.
No, it's just athletics.
Yeah.
It actually
no,
says
it's
strength
advantage.
next to it.
Uh,
I never noticed that.
Natural 20.
Jesus.
Again.
Yeah, easily. I mean, it's like a normal door. You just pull it open.
Just kicks the door open.
Yeah. But yeah, you kind of easily swing them open. I'm assuming you're still doing it slowly. Like you're not trying to like slam
No, yeah,
open
I'm
the
trying to
doors.
slam.
Here.
But yeah, you
Bring it on.
quickly, like just slowly, kind of like swing open the door, and see that kind of same vision in front of you that you saw earlier from Fluffy's point of view, Mini Franz's point of view. That was like that kind of large open room drawbridge in front of you, and then the three cages kind of towards the right side, towards that hallway that extends towards the Durgar that you saw earlier. Yeah, the area is open to you. It is completely pitch black inside. There is no lights, no nothing inside.
So I did sense traps a little
Yes.
beyond it.
Which
though.
I will say, as you open up the door, the pit itself is like irradiating that kind of like feeling.
How big is that area?
The area that you went into,
Yeah.
that's probably closer to about like 60, 70-ish feet, like long, and then about like 40-ish feet wide. The height in these rooms are only about like 20-ish feet, maybe.
Okay.
Kind of high vaulted ceilings. What's your guys' passive perceptions?
14.
14?
13.
11.
13.
I would say most of you pick up on it. Coming from the right side where that hallway was, that kind of like led to where the Duragar was, you're starting to hear footsteps.
I get by. Is there a door?
There's not a door, it's kind of just like an opening to like over here.
I'm up against the side of it, ready to just like sucker punch the first thing that comes through.
Alright. So you see Hans kind of like scooch up against the wall.
Alright. Yeah,
Get
Go against the wall as
everyone
well.
hide.
I hide.
I will also see the large creature that you saw in front of you now.
Yeah.
It's very easy to tell what it is. It is a large, like, zombie ogre.
Hey.
That's kind of just like hunched in this cage and it's just staring directly at you, like jaw hanging down.
Definitely don't want to
kind of just
open
like
that cage.
not
I'm
able
just
to
gonna,
like speak.
I'm just gonna like up against the door, wait for the first thing to come through.
All right, yeah. So you wait for a second or two
Yep.
before you see kind of walking out, kind of like peering around, seeing the door open.
Yep.
That
Left it
same
open? Damn it!
the same small Duragar woman as she peeks out. What do you do? Roll to attack.
Do I get advantage because I'm surprising her?
Yeah.
Yes!
This is sneak attack.
Natural 20!
Yes.
I'm gonna try again, see what happens. That was not a natural 20.
Double
Man.
I was hoping for it.
Holy crap, bro.
Alright. Nat 20.
You knock her out.
All right.
That was just my first attack.
Yeah.
Do I roll my second attack?
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, this is a full like, turn beforehand.
With advantage. 16 plus
Goodness
22.
gracious. Yeah.
Nat 1 at first roll, thank God. Alright, so first attack is going to be the Nat 20 with the snake attack. Not a snake attack, I don't have a snake. So.
Snake attack.
Just throw snakes on her.
Alright, so that is going to
terrifying.
be.
Gosh.
Imagine if you're like a sentry and all these snakes just fly at you.
28 points of damage. That's already doubled.
Okay.
So 12.
Yeah.
12 and 12, 24 plus 4 is 28. That's my first, just first straight up punch. Second punch
Yeah.
is 6 points of damage. Did I knock her out?
Yeah. With that, you instantly kind of just go, and you just hear a crack.
Oh,
And she just. Oh, is it?
it was like
non-lethal?
in the side of the head, like non-lethal. Like I wasn't trying to like kill.
Yeah. So you immediately just. I mean, it's just like a.
Yeah.
And it's just like a. Hits the ground unconscious instantly.
So I throat chop and then bop side of the head.
Yeah. Just like, yeah. She's unconscious.
Sweet.
Out cold.
Sweet. I just look at everybody.
Hans, you've been doing so much better about your being quickness and stuff. Oh,
I don't shush him. What the hell?
You wake the
I just
zombies.
like the idea where it's just like, be quiet, guys. Gah! You did so good! It's like screaming. Great job!
He's like high-fiving.
We're quiet. We're
Yeah,
quiet.
yeah.
A lot of gyrations. Okay, so with that, I will go ahead and peek my head in the door or in the open way. Is it just that room that she was just in?
Yeah. So it's like
I will
about
then-
like 20-ish feet down door.
I will scoot her back into the room. Yep. Can I tie them up or anything like that? Is that something I could?
Got rope?
I have rope. Yes.
Sure,
Is there
yeah.
rope in this room?
No.
Okay,
It was like
then I
empty
will use
room.
my rope to. I will use them of my rope to tie them up, and
All right.
put rope in there and then again gag them so they don't shout later. I don't know how long they're going to be unconscious, so.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Yeah, so you quickly tied
Yep.
that together.
Yep. So.
Get
Set her
them with
down.
snow though, so you're.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh god, in this weather it would freeze and they can't
Yeah.
open their mouth. Oh, I don't wish that upon them.
horrible.
That's a horrible way to die. Okay, so yeah,
and then
so
there's that
I did
staircase
that.
that leads up in that other
Staircase-
room.
Okay. Was this is this the same staircase that Franz Jr. went up?
That was far, like, if you walked into the main
Oh, it's
room.
the other side of the
Yeah, this
building.
is
Okay.
the other side.
of the building. Okay.
So you're on the right side of the building, like the closest side to where you guys came up
I
to.
will beckon everybody over here because it's away from the zombie ogre.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's the zombie ogre contained?
It's just in like a steel cage.
Like, how's it shut?
Very large padlock.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully it doesn't get out, but we're not going to risk it.
But it's like kind of like pressed up, like its face is just kind of like pushed into the bars, kind of just leaning
Did
towards you.
the woman have the key on her?
Oh yeah, I'm
Do
going
you
to search her for anything
Oh, yeah,
worthwhile.
You find it. It is a large kind of like, yay long,
Cool.
just steel key.
We'll see what happens with it.
Yeah, hide the key.
yeah. We'll never know.
But there's a
I
similar
saw it
lock
later.
on
We'll
each of the cages as well.
Okay, so maybe it's useful for other things. We'll see. Anything else or just the key?
On her person,
Yeah.
I mean, you find what looks like a large war pick,
Okay.
and then that large crossbow.
And goat meat. Just kidding.
Maybe a few rations.
I will throw both weapons out the little window.
They cannot fit out the window.
Okay. I will put both weapons on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, like those holes are small.
Very small. Okay,
Like
that's fine.
a small creature might be able to fit through, like if you pried the bars apart.
Oh, jeez.
Like,
Okay.
they're small.
Yeah. So with that, I guess our next direction is up.
It's either up or in that main room there was the forward area.
Yeah.
That kind of led into like that room that was bisected by the wall that had the two entrances, and then there was another door on the other side, and then on the left side there was where all the zombie fungus guys were.
Where's the ogre then in correlation to that?
The ogre is just in that first room that you guys came into.
So we have to get past him to go to the next area?
I mean, you guys walked past the ogre to get into where you guys are now.
Oh, we did.
He was in a cage.
Yeah,
Right?
he was in a
we
cage
did.
up
I didn't
against
think
the
we
wall.
walked past him. I didn't think we walked past him.
It was like
That's
if you
fine.
walked in, it was like kind of the entrance into that kind of like bisected room directly in front of you. On your right is where she came from, and over on that right hand side wall was where the cages were, and then left side is where the cells and stuff were.
Okay. So we have the cells, but we're not going to go to the cells because we know what's over there. We'll have to look for that later. We have the door in the main area.
Yeah, it's kind of like an opening.
That opening in the main area we haven't gone through. We have the stairs in the room we are currently in.
Yes.
Okay.
If we went high, I think maybe we could have a vantage point to
That's
see.
what I'm thinking. Going
Yeah.
up is probably better. See what we can see from up top.
I was trying to think because you saw the goats earlier, but not the lantern.
Yeah.
My guess is there's more properties to the lantern than
We need to go. We
The
need to go
townsfolk,
higher up
yeah.
and see what we see, and then if we need to go back down, we can.
yeah.
I think we need to go higher up. I agree.
Okay.
Let's go up the stairs.
So you guys head up the stairs.
Yep.
Heading up, you notice that this kind of room opens up into a smaller room, about like 20 by 30. It is an armory. You see there are war picks and javelins and shields and dwarvish-sized armor like scale mail pressed up against the walls. And in the center of this room, you see what looks like a large trap door. But there are no windows, no nothing. It's just flat walls.
And there's a door.
Yeah, trap door on the floor.
I put my ear. I put my ear through the trap door and see if I can hear anything.
Perception check.
Franz, help me.
Puts his ear up against the
Put
door.
my ear there
Franz?
too.
No, you just gave me advantage. A natural 20.
No sound. Doesn't sound like anyone's coming or going.
Okay, that's all I want to make sure no one's coming up there. Just always assume that you're going to help me in everything I do as long as you can.
Door in an armory.
One way to find out. I will open up and look.
It looks like it is a tunnel that goes down about 20-ish feet.
Underground?
Yeah. Where it just drops and then goes straight forwards.
So...
That's where they make the zombies.
It's 100% where they make the zombies. Okay, so this might be leading us underground. So do we explore the rest of the fortress, or do we just go...
Should we get our rabbit friend and send him under?
Oh.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Can you cast it more than once?
He's been coming up with you guys.
Oh, we found him? Thank God.
Yeah, he was kind of just chilling in the main foyer room.
Okay, so we grabbed him. You can only do it.
Very dangerous.
You go first, Rabbit.
Oh, no, at will.
At will.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God, it's at will. Okay, yeah. We're sending... Dude, be sent again. We're sending little Franz through that
All
tunnel.
right, yeah.
Good luck.
Little Franz, go through there and see what you see.
God dies.
No, I will...
Just remember,
Yeah, just slowly come.
I will use my rope and I
Okay.
will slowly lower him down.
Sounds good.
just
Yeah.
remember when I do this, I can't see or hear anything.
I put my hand on his pack while he's doing this so he knows I'm always there.
Sounds good.
I'm his brother. Gosh, calm down.
Peg starts to like.
The bond is there. You always know. It's like blind sense.
That's your secret handshake.
That's how we know.
It's blind sight. Yeah, that's the only time you can actually
to see you,
see is whenever Hans is touching you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, okay. But little Franz continues further in. It's about 30-ish feet before little Franz. Well, it's about 50, 60-ish feet, just further continuing along. And it's like a 15-foot tall tunnel, maybe, like at max.
What's the range on that sort of spell? Like, how far can the animal go?
However far they need to. It's concentration and it lasts for a minute or 10 minutes, so.
Cool.
But yeah, the wall is kind of just like...
Time 10 minutes says duration up to an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's just rough cut stone tunnel.
Okay.
That kind of leads further in, about 60-ish feet, before another ladder kind of appears on the other side that leads back up, where you would assume back up to the surface.
Interesting.
Where there is another trapdoor kind of up against that side.
So, when I was flying above, do I kind of remember the layout? Or is this like from one tower to the next?
You can assume that this probably leads to that like rough cut stone tower that kind of like jutted out away from the actual outpost walls.
Some more of like the inner important place.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's the important place.
But this is like separated from the actual main structure of the outpost.
But this tunnel won't lead us to it.
No, it does.
Oh, it does lead to it?
No, like you would assume that it would like lead up to this tower. Like it's going away from the main building, forwards out from the like wall.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, we die. That's the worst that could happen. Yeah, I mean we're kind of might as well get to it. Might as well get to a good stopping point. Let's go this way and see what happens.
Well, I was gonna say I could fly over there as well, because I was pretty far away.
Fly back towards the.
Like fly out and over to that area. And are there any like slits?
Yeah, there was like the window slits.
So I could like peek in and see what I could see.
If you want to try that before we all go, yeah, I don't see why
Just
not.
to make sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Yeah.
bird out the window towards the other window.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. So you kind of fly over and land on the other windowsill just quickly. I mean, it's like, 60-ish, 70 feet from the actual window to this one. So you just kind of fly over, land on the other one. Immediately see, it just kind of looks like a watchtower. Where another Duragar is stationed, kind of just peeking out the windows, just kind of slowly just keeping watch. You can tell that he's kind of like slowly falling asleep. Like he's kind of like nodding off for a second and then kind of like taking a deep breath and kind of just trying to stay awake.
Do I see the trapdoor?
Yes.
Okay.
Trapdoor kind of centered in the main room.
All right. I'll fly back.
Behind him?
Yeah.
So we could go down, across, back up, behind him.
How quietly can we open those doors?
Very. I'm super stealthy. I'm owning it now.
All right.
Okay,
So you head
are
down?
we good to go? Let's
Sure.
do
Do
it.
it.
Let's do it. All right, so I will leading the charge stealthily.
Do we want to check for traps?
Zoom, zoom.
Do you want to check for traps as we go?
Yeah, I guess I cast that again.
You don't have to. You know.
Oh, okay.
If it's a spell, don't worry about it.
It is.
Don't worry about it. Save your spells. We'll need them later.
Okay.
I will go stealthily.
Sure. Stealth check.
Sweet.
Guidance.
Thank you. Much better. 16.
16. With a 16, you stealth down and climb up the ladder. It's like a few rungs up, and you're already at the door. You push it up a little bit. You see the Durgar just standing there, just facing away from you. Yeah.
Cheer down, chop!
Stealth attack.
Alright.
Goodness gracious.
That is going to be a 24 for the first hit.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
Second hit is going to be a natural 15 plus a bunch. So
Yeah, that hits.
So the first one is the sneak attack one. So
Okay.
oh, I didn't add them. Wait. Yeah, I did. All right. Okay. There we go. First attack. Ooh. 12. 16 points of damage.
Okay.
For the first plus
Yeah.
sneak attack. Second attack. Yeah.
Almost there. There's a 4.
God damn it.
Take the 4.
5.
Take the 4.
It was a 4.
Yeah, I didn't roll it in there.
Doesn't count.
So 16
Son of a
and 5 is 21 points total.
Okay.
Is he still up?
He is.
Fury of blows.
Okay. So you go, and he's like, what the heck? As he's like starting to spin around, crossbow in hand.
Yep, punch him 2 more
Before-
times.
Boom, boom. 2 more flying fists.
Key points for fur blows.
Hand, are you okay?
Yeah, all you guys hear is just like the trapdoor slowly open before, what the?
Bunch of.
Yeah,
Alright.
pretty much. Yeah.
So he's not surprised now, so these are just straight attacks,
Yep.
correct? Alright, so first attack is going to be a 12.
12 misses. As you see, he kind of blocks with the heavy crossbow,
Yeah.
trying to keep away from you.
Okay. Second attack is worse. That's 10.
Misses as well. As he's ducking and diving out of your way. As that's happening, you see him look up at you, and then he goes, like, just in an instant, vanishes.
Oh, crap.
Disappears?
Yeah.
That's how they've been stealing stuff.
Huh.
All right. Yeah.
Don't like that.
And, yeah, he's just gone.
Do I think he went invisible, or do I think he? Because they said that they could. They said that people would like be invisible, or do I think he's like gone? Like, is there a way I can like check and see if he's still here, or?
I mean, you could, like, swipe around.
Sure.
Sure, yeah. Make a, yeah, I don't know.
Swipe right.
I don't
Anybody
really-
wants to fairy fire, they're more than welcome to.
Sure, I'll just give you. Not yet, because I mean, no one knows what happened.
Sure.
They all heard the.
Yeah, this
And then
is
nothing.
solid. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Doctor,
just
what
give
am I
me
doing?
like a disadvantage attack roll.
Okay. Even with disadvantage, it's an 18.
18? Gosh, dang.
11 plus 7.
Yeah, as you're swinging around, right as you're swinging like your fist over the trap door, you collide. You
I hit him?
Yeah.
8 points of damage.
How much damage did you do in total so far?
29 now.
Thank
Dang
you.
it. Yeah, you see it going out of invisibility and falling the full 20 feet down to the ground. So basically, you just like spin and then boom.
So just so I'm clear, you guys are going up. You hear.
Yeah, they're just like,
No noise. It's just unconscious, falls, hits the ground.
Oh god.
So basically, you guys are just chilling in like the hole
Didn't
down
have
there
to do stunning
waiting.
strike at all, apparently.
And then like you're like, should we go help? And then you just see
a body fall.
out of nowhere, because he's making his way down, out of invisibility, just apparating a Duragar in full plate. So he goes down.
Wilhelm.
So slams into the ground, just motionless.
Was
You hear
that
from
loud?
up above. You hear from above. I got him.
But yeah, there's nothing else in this room. It's just a
Cool.
small
Cool.
watchtower.
Cool.
So we see him
This
appear.
is absolute chaos.
We see him like reappear out of nothing.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
So we don't
And then
hear
nothing.
anything else.
Guys,
like,
I think they're going invisible.
How did they do that?
you don't hear anything else like people scrambling. Like,
No.
okay. Sounds like it would be kind of loud.
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
he fell into
but
a
you're-
tunnel though, so I don't think he's
Yeah.
like it's not like out in the
That's
open.
true.
Tunnel,
So it's like
trapdoors.
yeah.
Things are blocking.
True.
I'm gonna go investigate, see if I can figure out how he's becoming invisible.
Sure. I mean, you go up to him and make a Arcana check, I guess.
How is this possible? 9.
9. You don't know much about Duragar. Like it's not a lot of their abilities are like widely known. So it's you would assume it might just be a like latent ability of theirs that they can just become invisible.
Dang.
But yeah,
that's impressive.
it's you don't know.
Isn't that like a ring of power or something? But
I mean,
makes
like-
him invisible.
They all just kind of are wearing just hides and armors. Like they aren't wearing like any like fancy rings or jewelry that would like signify like, oh, this is a magic like object. It's they're just wearing
You just go invisible.
normal
That's clever.
warrior attire.
Very clever. All right, we did it, guys. We did it. We've solved the problem. We can go home
You
now.
beat Icewind Dale, yeah.
We did beat Icewind Dale.
Franz is like over this guy, kind of like tapping him on the forehead, like,
Hello.
Is nothing.
How did you do the poofy thing?
So does this watchtower have any other direction? Like,
It's just the trapdoor, windows, small room.
so you're telling me that this trapdoor goes back to the trapdoor we were originally, and it's a one-way ticket?
Yep.
All right, come up here anyway. Oh, maybe you just get rid of the guard. All right, back to where we came.
What are they guarding?
That's a good question. All right, so we're back in the room above the
With the
guard
other
tower.
knocked out? So this is
The armory. This is the armory
Yeah,
above the room where I knocked out the other guard.
Yep.
And the only direction we can go now is either back down and left towards the cells or straight towards whatever room.
Something, yeah.
Something. And straight is in the direction of the watchtower that I just punched the lights out of.
No. So like the right hand side, like the right wing of this outpost, you pretty much just fully explored.
Oh,
Like
nice.
it was
Okay.
just like,
we've explored.
tower, tunnel, armory, small room, back to the main room.
Done been explored. Cool. We done it. All right.
It's like half of this entire outpost.
There you go. That's as good of a point as any.
Should we go straight?
I would assume we should.
All right. So you head into that room. I mean, it's just there's nothing much in this room other than the two doors, which like are just open slots. Like they aren't like doors.
Sure, they're just open.
So
archways, yeah.
just heading through those is pretty simple. There is a lever on the other side, right next to what looks like another like just stone door that would lead further in.
This lever might be the drawbridge, I think.
Or it could be the zombie release mechanism.
Could be the zombie rhythm. Either way, I'm not touching it.
All right. So there's a door in front of you. Shut, closed door.
Do you want me to try to open it?
I feel like we should be
Are there
quiet
any
about
gaps or anything?
Yeah, there are some slight gaps
I mean,
like
it's-
against the floor.
It's dwarven, but it's
Yeah.
rustic, right?
Which I will say, as now you're kind of like looking around, there is a gap in the floor, like from the floor to the door, like just a very slight gap. And you do, since you pointed it out, you do notice there are just the faintest light in there.
Oh.
And it is shifting from
Shadow.
blue to green to red to back to blue.
All right, I'm gonna be quiet as I can be.
Okay. Yeah. Stealth.
A little.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to stealth check.
All right, I'm gonna stealth.
As
I'm
everyone
gonna
else
stealth real
is
good.
not moving.
I'm gonna stealth real good. I'm gonna stealth real good.
that
Nat
a nat
20, baby.
Gosh,
We
dang.
snicky.
What the crap? So with that,
Man, I don't want to play a DM ever again.
you
literally about to say
slowly
that.
push the door open.
Yeah.
And it's like what looks like a captain's quarters, like a commander's office.
Okay.
Small desk up against one side of the room. What looks like a small like stone bed, kind of cut out of the wall. Small like bookshelf where like some bookshelves and what looks like valuables are kind of laid on top, and also sitting at that desk where you see papers and other of these shards, these black shards that you have found.
Okay.
You see what looks like a Durgar who's kind of just hunched over the desk, kind of just like writing something out, and kind of just mumbling to himself. But he's wearing full plate, this kind of blackened steel, a large war hammer at his hip, shield on his back. But he's just kind of like sitting there mumbling to himself in Dwarven, kind of just like...
I speak Dwarvish. What is he saying?
Oh,
I'm kidding. You don't have to tell me.
yeah, I mean, he's mumbling.
Unless it is something important, I don't need to know. Okay. Guys, how do we just like run in there, or do we confront him? What do we do?
I mean, you know what Franz wants to do. Franz wants to just run in and pummel.
I think
Right.
before you run in, I should cast Fairy Fire, because he might disappear as
Good
well.
call. Good call. Do that. Do that first.
Okay. So you cast Fairy Fire. Does that have a vocal requirement?
I don't think
Can you
so.
tap
Let me
on
double
the
check.
spell?
Fairy Fire.
If so, say it really quiet.
Oh, components. V, is that?
Vocal.
Verbal.
Yeah, verbal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Say it really quiet.
So, stealth check for you.
Guidance.
Good call.
So how does guidance work?
Add a D4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
D4.
D4? Okay, cool. Oh.
Not really gonna. Yeah, there you go.
Fairy fire! Great.
And with the glow of these little motes of
Great.
light, kind of like
Actually,
now
I
appearing
Franz
had,
just starts to roll up his. Franz
the
just starts to
lantern.
roll up his Fairy fire.
just overwhelmed with surprise.
I envisioned
Yeah,
it like
as-
every time you cast it, it surprises you. You're like, very fire!
Like,
Oh god.
yeah, as these little motes of light start to kind of like shine in the room, and this Durgar now lights up. You see him kind of like look up and look around before you see him immediately unsheath his warhammer and also go from the kind of small, medium-sized creature that he was to large as he begins to expand and
Forgot
grow.
Durgar can do that. Damn it.
As he is now real big. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Looks like he can pop up too.
Yeah, as we are in this now.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
should we? Should we start that next?
I mean, it is one guy.
It's one guy. Okay.
It's one guy.
So that's all that.
That's
Okay.
I just want to make
It's
sure
just
because
one
I don't know how long. I don't want this to go.
Yeah, don't worry.
Some of us at bedtimes.
Yeah, I know.
9:30 is
All
my
right.
hard cutoff.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
it is getting pretty
Where's
close.
my initiative?
We can
it's
pick it
right
up
there.
next time.
Next time. Good call.
Yeah,
Good
okay.
call.
So-
Yes,
Can I save this roll?
Yes. No, you can't.
No, I got an at 20.
And with the Duragar turning around to a surprised look, kind of like scattering some papers off of his desk, that is where we'll pick up next time.
All right.
Thank you all for listening and now watching.
And watching. Yay! Maybe.
Oh god.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see.
Hopefully we'll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If people aren't watching, then it's gonna sound real weird on the audio part.
It's gonna sound a little bit like watching. Huh?
Yeah. Check out the Wild Magic School Books podcast and YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you're new, yeah. That's all for this session.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Wild Magic School Bus. I hope you had as much fun listening as we did making this for you. You can catch new episodes each Monday on whatever podcasting platform you use. And while you're there, leave us a review if you want. It actually helps us out. We've got socials too. You can follow us on Reddit at r/WildMagicSchoolBus, send us a subtweet at WildMagicSchoolBusPod, or follow our Instagram at WildMagicPod. Either way, stop by and say hi. We're always happy to meet new friends. See you next time.